Hello, today I'm just going to be covering over some of the most popular psychological perspectives that you're likely to encounter in a first-year psychology course. So these include structuralism, functionalism, behavioralism, cognitivism, and psychoanalysis. As all universities and classes are different, you may not cover these ones or you may cover them in greater detail. However, this video just provides a quick overview on what you will probably be learning and what to expect. Alright, so the first perspective we're going to look at is structuralism, and this was created by Wilhelm Wundt. Structuralism, as you can probably tell by the name, looks at the building blocks and the underlying structures that comprise the mind. And the main idea here is that the whole is the sum of its parts, so if you can understand one small section, you'll be able to continue doing this until you have a more comprehensive idea of the mind that you can assemble with these parts. In various disciplines, we can see that there are underlying tools, such as the periodic table in chemistry, to help researchers understand various concepts. So structuralism wanted to do something similar with the mind, to have an underlying idea to help them study and understand how the mind works. As time went on, structuralism was eventually phased out, and this is just because the research methods that they were using provided very subjective answers. So in a typical research setting, a researcher may ask a question such as, what visual stimulus do you picture when thinking of 2 plus 2? From person to person, these answers varied quite a bit, and it was very hard for them to create a solid hypothesis and ground these findings. Alright, so next we're going to be looking at functionalism, and this was created by William James. The purpose of functionalism was to identify the function of psychological characteristics such as thoughts, feelings, and behavior. So a typical question that a functionalist might ask is, why do we forget things and what is the purpose of forgetting? And functionalism was inspired by Darwinian and evolutionary thinking, and they believe that there is a natural selection process to the brain to keep good attributes and rid bad attributes. Eventually, functionalism was absorbed into mainstream psychology and is still around today. Alright, so next we're going to be looking at behavioralism, and this was created by John B. Watson and is also known as black box psychology or the laws of learning. So behaviorists did not believe that you could study consciousness, or at least it could not be proven, as we have seen in structuralism. So they focused on the inputs going into the brain and the outputs coming out of the brain, but not the middle, and then they just extrapolated the ideas of what must be going on in the middle. And this is why it is called black box psychology, because you're not looking at what is happening inside the box. So behaviorists were looking for general laws of learning, and again, they used more measurable approaches to find these. Next, we're going to be looking at cognitivism, and this was created by Jean Piaget, and was also termed opening the black box. Unlike behavioralism, cognitivism looks at the inputs and the outputs and how they connect inside of the brain in processes such as memory, thinking, and other brain function. Today, cognitivism is still popular, especially in aspects such as language and IQ. Lastly, we're going to be looking at psychoanalysis, which was developed by Sigmund Freud, and psychoanalysis believes that there is a conscious and an unconscious mind comprised of the id, the ego, and the superego. The whole point of psychoanalysis was to determine the unconscious mind and figure out exactly what is going on, and it had a strong focus on internal factors, especially aggression and sex, over external factors. Today, there are a very small percentage of clinicians who still practice psychoanalysis, and tools they use include dream analysis, hypnosis, and ink blot tests. Alright, so we've now reached the end of the video, so I hope everyone enjoyed and was able to gain some insight on these different perspectives. So good luck on any future tests, and have a great day. Bye!